What's going on, everyone? Scott here. Welcome back to the channel, Pretty Little Liars Summer School, episode 3, titled Sweet 16, released last Thursday, May 16th. We're a little bit late talking about it, but let's just jump right in and recap the episode. We start out the episode with home movies of Archie in a cage celebrating his sweet 16th birthday. He drew a pic of his mom with an all red face, Bloody Rose face, I guess you could say, of what we now know as Bloody Rose, I guess I should say. Mouse is watching this on Spooky Spaghetti. Also, she discovers all of their phone numbers are on Spooky Spaghetti now. Mouse's grandma makes her something for her birthday, but she says it's still not for a couple days. Mouse tells the girls about the call on Spooky Spaghetti at the end of last episode. They all try to think who they gave their numbers to. Mouse brings up her sweet 16, but all the girls kind of play it off and say like, oh, it might not be smart to do anything with the unknown calls coming in. Mouse tells Dr. Sullivan about her grandma seeing someone outside the window and no one was there. She's also upset about the birthday, no one wanting to do anything. But then we do see the girls in the bathroom reveal that they are planning a surprise birthday party for Mouse. In church, they say that Sandy, the girl who Bloody Rose stabbed at the end of last episode, the church girl, went with her family somewhere. So that wraps up that story. Kelly offered to take her spot in the play. A weird moment between Kelly and her mom. Her mom saying, "We must save those who are worthy," while looking right at Kelly. They seem to kind of fixate on that. At Tabby's house, Christopher is there and her mom comes home and is like, who is this? Noah asks Jen if she gave anyone her number. She says no. Kelly shows up at the creamery where Imogen works. Kelly leaves the flyers for the play, and Imogen invites Kelly to Mouse's Sweet 16 and says, you can bring Greg. Imogen also says to Kelly, I miss you. She says, you do, and kind of acts surprised. Tabby and Christian are talking about movies, and he invites her over to watch a movie she hasn't seen yet and to show her his studio in his basement for masks and VFX. Still questioning that, still kind of curious. Someone put a bikini or something in Farron's locker. She goes out and freaks out on them and makes them all plank as punishment. Noah's boss accuses her or Jen of stealing $20 from the register, but Noah recounts the drawer and it's fine. At Imogen's work, Johnny, her co-worker, flirting with every single girl that comes in, different girls. Imogen tells the one chick and she flips out and leaves. Her and Johnny have some words, argue. At Noah's work, she confronts Jen about the $20 and how she covered for her and slipped the 20 in there to make the drawer right. Jen says, what's the big deal? It's $20. I could use it more than him. They're fine. It seems like they'll be fine. Obviously, Noah's upset with her at this point, but she says, by the way, you owe me $20. Tabby's at Christian's house, creepy, kind of going downstairs to the basement where his studio is. Bunch of masks everywhere. Really creepy. Reminds you of, what was that, season 3, I think, of the original, with the guy that made all the masks of the girls in the original Pretty Little Liars series. Reminded me a little bit of that. Tabby snoops in a locker that's downstairs and sees 2 creepy masks, one for Archie and one for Bloody Rose. He comes down and was like, I didn't want you to find those. She freaks out and runs out. Mouse sees they actually took the numbers down on Spooky Spaghetti website. Farron and Henry are talking about his play at the church. She tells him about them messing with her at work. He says, well, you kind of can be uptight. You know, you could be a little less serious, but she wants him to respect her. But he says you could loosen up a bit. Tabby tells Imogen what happened at Christian's. She thinks it's because he's a horror fan and probably shouldn't have freaked out like that. Imogen tells her about what happened with the dude Johnny from her work, hitting on every girl and how she went off on him. The girls are talking about Mouse's birthday party. Mouse comes in and shows them that the numbers are gone from the website. She's like, we can have the birthday party now. They still come up with excuses to get out of it, obviously, to try to hide the surprise. She's still upset from this. Imogen apologizes to Johnny at work, and he apologizes to her for being insensitive. She's like, did you Google me? He said, I'm not a bad dude, after asking about Chip and about her surviving the Millwood massacre. Tabby shows up at work to Christian, and he apologizes. Says he made the masks before he knew her. She asks why. He says he's been on Spooky Spaghetti and was inspired to make them. She asks about her number, and he says, of course not, that he didn't give out her number. She tells him about her movie being autobiographical and tells him about Chip and everything that went on there. And how similar the situation is, you know, friend at work, like movies, etc. Tabby asks him to come to the roller rink for Mouse's birthday with her. He says, yeah, maybe. Farron and the guys mess with one dude who was sleeping while on duty at work, having a dummy on the bottom of the pool. and having him dive down and freak out, just find out it was a dummy. Imogen's tired at work. Johnny tells her to go in the back office. She goes back there. There's like a cot situation back there. She lays down. Mouse is venting to Ash about her birthday situation, how no one wants to do anything. She feels depressed and says it'll be the worst birthday weekend of her life. Ash says, I was sworn to secrecy, but they're throwing you a surprise party. So her mood obviously then changes. She's like, oh, when? Where? Noah's giving Jen the silent treatment. Jen goes off on some dudes for not tipping. Noah steps in and gets the tip from them. And funny little reference to the original there. They all had Rosewood shirts on. Noah gives her the tip and apologizes about being mad. She then asks if she wants to come to Mouse's birthday party. Jen says, is Sean going to be there? And Noah says it's not really his scene. Imogen wakes up, actually slept, and she goes out, tells Johnny about her dream, how she's been seeing Bloody Rose Waters. Says she was taking out the trash here at work, and when she went to the dumpster, saw her. She said she wants to go out there and do it, and wants to do it on her own and see if she's out there. Goes out there, and boom, she's there. But then, whoops, she wakes up, and it was all just a dream. This time, when she went out to talk to Johnny, she said, just had a weird dream, doesn't want to talk about it. At the pool, no one was in the lifeguard tower, and a girl was struggling in the water. Farron jumps in and saves her. She then gathers everyone and was like, who was supposed to be in the chair? And she ends up firing the dude who was supposed to be in the chair. Johnny tells Imogen she can leave early. She tells him about the birthday party for Mouse and says, hey, you can stop by if you want. He says, yeah, okay. Farron's telling Henry about what happened at the pool. She says she tried to be one of the guys, but, she's a woman. She's a force. She's strong. She's got to just do it her own way and make them respect her. She says, I got to tap into that strength and tell you something. Tells him she was cleared to dance weeks ago. He says, why weren't you just honest with me? And she said she was scared of what would happen and, how she still has some emotional scars there. He says, I got to wrap my brain around this. Says, tell Mouse happy birthday. I just need to be here. At the party, the girls are wondering if Ash spilled the beans. Kelly and Greg show up. And then at Mouse's house, Mouse's grandma is like, come on, I got to take you. And she's like, did my friends tell you to do this? And Mouse's grandma's like, go get dressed. At the rink, Johnny shows up with some ice cream. Jen shows up as well. And then Christian shows up and says he can't skate. Mouse's grandma drops her off at some creepy place, and I'm sorry, what? She walks in and weird noises start playing, and then something with the characters on stage, like a Five Nights at Freddy's type situation there. Then there's a table with a rose on it and a note that says, happy birthday, Mouse. And it says, your birthday gets a final girl death trap. Must escape. You must escape any death trap. And then she tries to escape, and she sees she's locked in the place. She sees Bloody Rose. Holy cow. She starts running. She hides in a cabinet. Back at the roller rink, meanwhile, Tabby's teaching Christian how to skate. Ash shows up to get Mouse at her house. Did not mean for that to rhyme. Her grandma's like, I already dropped her off. And Ash is like, where? And the building that Mouse is trapped in is now on fire. The girls talk with Ash, and they somehow find out that she's at a Rosie R. Ricotta's, and they remember where one of those are at. And they tell Ash to meet them there. The girls show up to the building on fire. Mouse comes stumbling out. They ask what happened. She said, Bloody Rose. It started again. Oh my, that was such OG PLL vibes there. Similar to Mona coming out of the house fire there. What was that? End of season 3, when they were trapped in the lodge there and Redcoat, Allison pulled them out. Such OG PLL vibes there. But that'll do it. Exciting episode. I'm pretty sure all the girls are going to have kind of a final girl type moment here. So I'm curious what next episode and obviously the coming episodes bring. Going into episode 4. So now, who do I think Bloody Rose? Who do I think is involved in this? I'm still curious. I'm still staying steadfast on Kelly and her mom having something to do with this situation. The Christopher kid from the movie theaters, I don't think they would do that twice. Johnny, the ice cream dude, I don't think so. Jen, I don't really see that either. I'm kind of curious, and maybe this is just me as like a fan wanting some like drama and thinking about how like what could bring drama to this, and from a writer's perspective, I'm curious if maybe say like Henry or Ash is somehow involved with this. I don't know. I'm not ready to predict that yet, but I am just curious. I think that would be a very interesting storyline going forward if they did go that route. But anyway, that's where we sit right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Another exciting episode. We'll see you after episode 4 to recap that one. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out.